Hi everybody, welcome back to 100% Mags, and it's 2023. Happy New Year to everybody who, of course, supports the channel, watches the channel, and future viewers of the channel as well. Massive thank you as well for a amazing 2022. We hit some really good milestones on the channel last year, and I'm hoping 2023 will be a massive year for the channel pushing forward as we're on the road to 2K. Of course, I had True Gooner on the channel, Arsenal fan, Josh, of course, to talk about the Arsenal game, which we play tomorrow down in the capital at the Emirates Stadium against Arsenal, of course. And if you haven't seen that preview, do go check it out. It was, of course, a live stream at 2 o'clock today. And of course, you can hear both of our thoughts going into this game against Arsenal down at the Emirates. But this video is to talk about, of course, the transfer window, because now the January transfer window is open. It's been open for a day, as of course I record this video on the 2nd of January, and we have already seen Martin Dubravka return from Manchester United to Newcastle United. He's back after being recalled back to Newcastle. Does this mean that Martin Dubravka is going to remain a part of our goalkeeping group for the rest of the season, or is it maybe to be part of a deal? To be honest, personally, I think this could be something to do with James Maddison's deal at Leicester. I think, if you look at the way Leicester's goalkeeping situation is, they've got Danny Ward. He's not the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. He's not the best goalkeeper at all, and that's not to be disrespectful to Danny Ward, but when you put him up against the likes of, Martin Dubravka, obviously Martin Dubravka is a fantastic goalkeeper. He did amazing stuff for Newcastle United. Yes, his relationship with Newcastle has got very cloudy because of what he said, about Newcastle when he went to Manchester United on loan. And I've got to say, I wasn't happy at them comments that he made. I said that in a video, when he made that loan move to Manchester United, that I wasn't very happy with them comments, along with quite a few other Newcastle fans that were voicing the same comments, that it was very bad, that he was pretty much disrespecting Newcastle United for all that we had done for him. We've done a lot for him. Obviously, he's done a lot for us as well, because he helped with in a situation in the goalkeeping department when we needed a pretty good goalkeeper. And putting aside the comments, he's a really good goalkeeper. He knows what to do, between the sticks. And for Leicester, I think he would be a fantastic goalkeeper for them, especially when you compare him to what they've got at the moment in Danny Ward. Look at the way we played against Leicester, down at the King Power Stadium. We absolutely tore them apart. Danny Ward couldn't do anything to stop the goals that went in against him, and I think if they had a goalkeeper in there like Martin Dubravka, it might have been a little bit different. Not too much different, Newcastle would have still came away at the end of the day with a win in the game, but there would have at least been a few more saves in there than what Danny Ward was able to do in the game. But I think Martin Dubravka coming back, being recalled from that loan with Manchester United, I think there is another motive to it. He's not going to just remain part of the group in my eyes. I think he is going to be moved on. He's going to be part of that Part X deal probably, or a Part X deal for Maddison, with of course probably 10 million, for Martin Dubravka, James Maddison for about maybe 40 or 50 million. We'll see, to get James Maddison to come at the club, if it's even that much, because there's not much of a contract left on James Maddison neither, so we've got to look at that factor as well. But Eddie Howe has already came out as well and talked about areas that he is looking at improving the squad. Obviously, the midfield is an area that we really need to improve in. When you look at the likes of, the Leeds game, Sean Longstaff, for me, looked really out of place in that game. He blasted too many shots over the ball. in the game when he had perfect options just to tap the ball to Big Joe, and Big Joe would have had a better chance at goal than what Sean Longstaff had. But Eddie Howe has already come out and said, that he is focusing on getting in a number 6, a playmaker. Obviously, John Joe Shelby was a playmaker forward, but he is going to be out now for a while with that injury that he's picked up. We need to have somebody that can come in and pass the ball around to open up play forward and to allow us to do what we've been doing this season even more. Also, we need somebody to come in, and play in that defensive role as well, to allow for Bruno to push further up the field, because Bruno is great in the defensive role. He knows what he's doing. Big Joe can play in that defensive role as well. But we do need to have, Bruno being able to be further forward to use and utilise his passing ability in the game as well. We're looking at quite a few options in the European market. Of course, one of them being Marcus Thuram's brother, Kefram Thuram, I believe it's pronounced. And also, we've been looking at, again, like we were in the last window, Edison Alvarez as well. Also, there's Tillemans of Leicester, another one, that is fantastic. He's Premier League proven as well, so I could see Newcastle really targeting Tillemans. He would do a lot for it. And if we could get Tillemans and Maddison from Leicester, then that would be a partnership already there to come straight into the Newcastle team to go in with the rest of the players that are already bonded together as well. Obviously, we know James Maddison got along really well with the Newcastle players, Nicky Pope, Trips and Wilson during the World Cup, because we're seeing many images of them, circulating around during the World Cup out in Qatar that, James Maddison was hanging out with Trippier, Nicky Pope and Wilson during the World Cup. So obviously we know that when, if we can get James Maddison to come into the club, then he will bond in straight away from the off. If Maddison comes in, then I would expect, Newcastle to try and bring Tillemans in as well, to allow for Tillemans to have somebody that he can bond with straight away from the off in the club. But if we could get them too, then I think that would be amazing. That would really boost with in the midfield department. It would really push we forward as well for creativity even more than we already are. And then, we just need to look at the likes of somebody to come in to that left back position. Dan Burns been playing fantastic there, but at the moment, Matty Target is out injured, and he will be out for a reasonable amount of time, I believe, from what's going around and what's being said. And we need some extra depth into the squad in its certain areas, like that left back position. Obviously, Kieran Trippier can move across to there, but then if you move Trippier across there, then we need backup placements at right back. But it's great that the January transfer window is open. This is a chance for Newcastle to strengthen their side, push forward with this fantastic performance that we've been doing so far this season. We're currently third in the league, and we still have a chance of pushing on for a challenge for the Premier League title as well. We've played 17 games. Everybody else is on about 15 or 16 games played, so we're a game or two ahead of other teams around with, so if they don't get the results that they need in them games, then that's going to be massive for us. It's going to be a massive boost for us. I'd rather have the points in the bag, than have the games in hand, because you don't know what's going to happen in the games. You don't know, the outcome of what you're going to get in them games, but at least we know that we've got them points in the bag, and, we might be a game or two ahead of everybody else, but we've got the points in the bag. We know where we are, we know where we're sitting, and then we've just got to watch and see, what other teams get in their game in hand, or their two games in hand, moving forward. But it's going to be a huge January window for Newcastle. We need to improve in the squad in the right areas. Eddie Howe is looking at the right areas. Dan Ashworth's looking at the right areas, and everybody at the club is pulling in the right direction. That's what we need to be doing in this area where we are right now, because we are in a fantastic position right now. And if we can still be in this position come March or April, then this is going to be absolutely huge. We'll be ahead of schedule. We'll be in a Champions League spot, and we'll have the chance of attracting some massive players come the summer window when the season's over, going into the next season. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you agree with what I said in this video today, do hit a like, as it does help the channel to grow. And also, like I say, if you're new around here or if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel, as I'm on the road to 2k subscribers. And also, do please check out the preview with, of course, True Gunner on the channel today. It's a fantastic watch, and it was great engagement as well with Josh, talking about, of course, our two sides going into this game. A big game for both sides, and a big, massive, entertaining game, hopefully, tomorrow for both sets of fans to watch. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads?